such an honor, privilege, and delight to welcome each one of you to ET Edge's inaugural edition of 40 Under 40, the North Chapter, celebrating leaders, visionaries, and trailblazers. These are exceptionally young leaders who've managed to do things differently. They've dared to dream and then execute it. I do want to talk to you a little about the theme for this year: Future Frontiers. Vision meets impact. And that's exactly what we'll be listening from these exceptionally young leaders. So as the stage is getting set, let me introduce our first session. And it's very aptly titled, Not Just Rising, Rewriting, the 40 Under 40 who refuse to follow. So if the stage is set, I'm all set to invite our lovely speakers on stage.
How do you think today the new ideas, new ways of doing business is impacting the businesses, which startups basically, apart from technology implementations?
The major difference between, like, say, the old businesses versus what the young people are making is we are very consumer-centric approach, all of us, like, or any new founders, right? Because everyone understands the value of the customer acquisition, retention, and, like, giving that extra special attention not to lose customer. So I think that was one major change in the last 1 decade since all these new people like us started doing business.
How I would approach is, the reason why we're sitting here is probably one word, which is innovation. What happens is, we're just the faces. There's an entire team that we work alongside. So what has happened is, we're not thinking in silos. So there's a lot of other people, there's an entire team involved. When you think the only way to survive, it's not new industries. These industries have been there forever. It's just how we approach them, what we bring to the table is just different. It's a different perspective.
Purpose-driven entrepreneurship is something we try to pursue at PhysicsWallah, keeping learners at the center of everything. Because money, I feel, is a byproduct, like profits is a byproduct. If you keep your customers happy and if you create wealth for your employees and your board, a good startup, a good company, try to create wealth and happiness for everyone.
तो just to answer your question, I think मेरा व्यू इस पे काफ़ी स्ट्रांगली रहेगा. जो ट्रेडिशनल वर्ल्ड था और जो अभी के वर्ल्ड में सबसे फंडामेंटल डिफरेंस अगर हम लोग कोर लेवल पे देखेंगे, तो ड्यू टू इंटरनेट जो इंफॉर्मेशन का एक्सेस है वो शार्पली चेंज हुआ है. तो उस चक्कर में पुराने ज़माने में जो बिजनेस बनने में शायद 2 डिकेड, 3 डिकेड, 5 डिकेड लगता था, अभी वो 2 साल, 4 साल, 5 साल में हो सकता है, क्योंकि आप स्केल काफ़ी फास्ट कर सकते हो बिजनेस को.
What is the right way of building businesses by using that data ethically? And are founders and businesses doing that today?
I personally believe that as far as data is concerned, there are enough laws and compliance which are today existing in the overall ecosystem. If you ask me, are founders doing the right thing? I would always like to believe that a founder is trying to do the right thing. There's very rarely I would believe that there's some malice at the back of a decision somebody takes to hurt anyone. I think that overall ecosystem also needs to enable all of us so that we don't make mistakes. So if there are regulations, but making those regulations easier to understand and execute is equally important.
Next, what you're going to see is going to be also a very riveting conversation. In fact, it's going to be a trialogue. And this is between passion versus precision. So we, in fact, will be talking about being human in the age of AI.
If you were to roll back the clock in time, to the time when you started your business, what drove your move to start this business? Some people are driven by passion, some people are driven by precision. So, it's a very interesting point in the context of AI.
Ultimately, it is passion and, a vision and your conviction which forces you or motivates you to take the plunge. So the stories need to start with passion and a dream. But interesting that the question is precision versus passion, and I think I view it as, it's an ally. There is no scalability and there is no solutioning without, I feel, technology or tools like technology and AI. And therefore, I view it as a medium to achieve my, vision.
In general, business is a mix of passion and precision. It is the intersection of both where the real magic happens. I think passion keeps you going, and the precisions help you pushing in the right direction. I come from healthcare background, and so is Neha. So I think there the passion will always rule over data. You cannot build a successful, scalable model where you have not kept patient at the center of it, brought in empathy, and solved for the problem the consumer is facing. All others are enabler for it. So if the fundamental aspect of passion is missing, then it just becomes a machine and it will become a sales engine and it will never scale. You cannot get trust, and without trust, healthcare never scales. So I think the passion is the driving force, but you will need precision to make a fundamental business out of it.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's now move to another fascinating conversation. And this time around, our session is again very aptly titled. It's called Entitled or Earned.
Traditional markers like education or some track record versus performance, which is a recent performance, and goals which have been achieved. What is more valuable to leadership today?
I think a majority have been conditioned to think that the traditional markers of readiness have to be titles or accolades or elite education or degrees from a certain institution. But I don't think that's the entire truth. I think the most unconventional leaders I have come across, be it CEOs or politicians, these are all people that have come from really unusual and unconventional circumstances. So I think growth should really be measured from demonstrated impact and not just these titles and accolades. It should really be grounded in real work and not just the optics of it all.
Generational wealth funding the business or external capital funding the business? What do you think is more helpful?
If you're getting generational wealth and you're getting the opportunity to start a business, that's a complete win-win situation. But I think it's very important who the generational wealth is going down to. Has the person who's in the legacy business demonstrated that they have the capability, skill set, and have they earned the confidence of the organization that they're leading to take them forward in that growth journey?
There are a lot of leadership styles which matter in this each and every situation. So maybe if there are some thoughts around that on leadership styles which you guys as founders follow, that'll be also great to understand.
I have a very simple rule that I love to give independence. That's my leadership style, that I feel that and it's from the learning of my own way of style, that how I grew was that I made my own mistakes and I learned and I fixed those. And today I feel that I am in a stage where if I've learned the hard way that if I don't give certain individuals those independence, I'll never be able to grow, right? So I actually love mistakes. I love it when people make mistakes, because till they don't make mistakes, we won't be able to solve them, right?
The way that I function personally is that if I'm taking a decision today with our team, I just need to think that, okay, what am I doing so that tomorrow I don't have to take that decision, right? Tomorrow they can take the decision. It's that level of delegation, accountability, authority, and that happens through setting the process there, right? So my leadership style is in that way only, that, okay, I don't have to take same decision time and again. Someone else should take the decision so that I can go and take some other decision, right?
Ladies and gentlemen, as we continue with the momentum of our agenda, our next speaker, in fact, is someone you must have all seen on social media. We'll try and understand in our next session, which is called Hashtags to Headlines, the making of a modern icon.
So the biggest problem that I saw in the packaged food industry is that most people just look at the front of the pack. And when they look at the back of the pack as well, they only look at three things: the MRP, expiry date, and the veg, non-veg sign. No one really reads the back of the pack in detail. So I keep saying this one thing, that we really need to start reading the back of the pack And when people read the expiry date as well, they feel like, as long as the expiry date is far away, they're very happy. Okay, I don't have to worry about it. But I keep saying this one line: the longer the expiry date, the sooner our expiry date, because the product has even more preservatives. So it's not just looking at the expiry date and feeling happy, okay, it's not expiring in 2 years, so I'm like, you have to really dive deeper, you have to read the ingredient list. So just because something is legal does not mean it is ethical. And we have to keep fighting for what is right until no one can ignore you. And the goal is to try to get 140 crore Indians to become health literate, not just educated. Because the current problem is that you go to the best institutions, whether it's IIT or IIM or Delhi University or wherever you go, you'll find people with the sharpest minds, are very educated, but unfortunately, we're not health literate. So we need to focus on health literacy. And thank you again for having me.
Now we do have the presence of our guest of honor. We're extremely thrilled to have with us the Honorable Minister of State for Youth Affairs and Sports, Government of India, Srimati Raksha Nikhil Khadse, who's been extremely kind enough to take out the time and join us. So let's have a huge round of applause as we welcome ma'am on stage, please.
इस देश को आगे ले जाने के लिए आप जैसे सभी युवाओं की ज़रूरत है, क्योंकि हमेशा यही कहा जाता है कि इंडिया इज़ द यंगेस्ट नेशन ऑफ, मतलब यूथ का यंगेस्ट नेशन है. तो मुझे लगता है कि आप और हमारे सबके माध्यम से इस देश का फ्यूचर जुड़ा हुआ है. और कई अच्छे आइडियाज़ है, कई अच्छे इनिशिएटिव्स हमारे आप जैसे सभी लोगों ने बिज़नेस में भी लिए है. एक वर्ल्ड ब्रांड बनाने की कोशिश आप जैसे युवाओं के माध्यम से, आप जैसे यंग लीडर के माध्यम से हो रही है. और यही सपना हम सभी का भी है कि 2047 में जब हम 100 साल, जब हमारे देश को पूरे 100 साल इंडिपेंडेंट को हो जाएंगे, तो मुझे लगता है कि आप जैसे लोगों का भी उसमें काफ़ी सपोर्ट रहेगा, उसमें आप जैसे लोगों का इनिशिएटिव उसमें होगा, क्योंकि इस देश को हर सेक्टर में आगे लेके जाने के लिए आप जैसे लोगों की ज़रूरत है. अभी कई लोगों से मैं मिली, उनका जो पैशन मैंने उनके बिज़नेस में देखा, तो मुझे लगता है सेम वैसे ही पैशन आप सब लोगों के बीच में भी होगा. और हमारी भी कोशिश भारत सरकार के माध्यम से यही रहेगी कि आप जैसे लोगों को आगे बढ़ाने के लिए आपके आइडियाज़, आपके इनिशिएटिव जो भी बिज़नेस में आप लोगों ने लिए, उसे आगे बढ़ाने के लिए भारत सरकार पूरी कोशिश करेगी. हमेशा इंटरनेशनल ब्रांड की बात होती है, लेकिन हमें ये फ्यूचर बनाना है कि पूरे कंट्री में हमारी इंडियन ब्रांड की बात हो, और वो सब आप कर सकते हो. तो मेरी तरफ से आप सभी को मैं शुभकामनाएं देती हूँ. धन्यवाद. जय हिंद, जय भारत.
At this point, I would like to invite on stage Raj Shah, the Principal Consultant and Business Accelerator at Coherent Market Insights, to kindly join us on stage, please.
The process started with collection, triangulation, analysis, lot of raw data was formed, it was segregated, it was sorted, and then the conclusion findings were presented in the form of a report that we submitted to ETH. And finally, ETH, made that analysis in a manner that the best among those 200 that we give to be rewarded today were finalized. I must take this pride that as a part of the entire process, the holistic mechanism that we followed, the robust methodology that we followed, we interviewed close to 970 individuals across the value chain of all the industries to identify the best ones that could be rewarded today.
The event also marked the unveiling of the Coffee Table Book, a visual celebration of the journeys and milestones of this year's 40 Under 40 Achievers.
Now we kickstart the felicitation ceremony. We've all been waiting for this moment to celebrate these visionaries and these leaders. Raghav Singhal, Executive Director, Om Logistics Supply Chain. Mohit Jaju, Executive Director and CEO at JK Jaju Ventures. Umang Jindal, CEO at the Homeland Group. Shivam Ginglani, Founder and CEO at Woodsman Whiskey. Ashish Porwal, founder at Go Electra.
In this opportunistic time, keeping it simple, innovative, and sustainable, I think is the way forward. In these three simple words, if we are focused towards this, I think we'll be able to achieve the Vikasit Bharat dream. Meeting like-minded people and interacting with them really enforces our belief in how Vikasit India can be, because meeting them enables, enforces, strengthens our belief that India will become a superpower.
In today's world, being literate is not important, but being informed is more important. Everything is online. There are chat GPTs and other AI tools available. So data is there online available. You just have to make use of it. So I believe in today's world, knowledge is the most powerful thing. And using that knowledge to solve problems is the second most important thing.
At Woodsman, we believe before scaling, there has to be like a proven track record. Before you invest deeper in a brand, I think there has to be a clear product market fit and a clear organic demand, both from the consumer and the trade. With Woodsman, we are well past 100 crore gross ARR, and we are still deepening our roots and building a foundation in the north of India.
When I take high risk and bold decisions, I simply use a framework like alignment with the asymmetric upside and worst case scenarios. So I'm telling you my one way. In 2024, we are going to shut down Go Electra, and at the same time I go with my framework and restarted my platform, and then we get a huge success, and I'm proudly to say now I'm nominated into ETH 40 under 40.
Moving on, ladies and gentlemen, now join me in welcoming Rahul Agrawal, founder, Remote State, Jitendra Tanwar, Managing Director and Promoter at Namdev Finvest, Sanjit Goel, CEO and Co-founder at Akina, Arpit Mittal, Founder and CEO at SpeakX OnStage Plays, Anand Pathak, Founder and CEO at Witzel Green.
At Remote State, we don't take AI as a tool. Instead, we think AI as a co-pilot. Like most of our operations which we do, even coding or QA testing or even document building, we take help from AI, but human is always involved in the loop. In this way, we have automated a chunk of the work. The process is faster and the client is also happy. So in a way, like for the way I see this, AI is more of a force multiplier for us.
So I started my career in 2004, and at that time 17 years old only, and I work multiple banks and NBFCs in between 2004 to 2012, and I took over Namdev Finvest Private Limited in 2013, and also my turning point life came in 2018, 14 February, and also we took over the loan from Capital First, and then after that my second turning point of life came in 2021 September, so we raised Series A round from Incofin $7.5 million, and then also we raised Series B round in December 23 and pre-Series C raised in 24 in March.
So as India proceeds to become Viksit Bharat, today's leaders should have to have global ambitions but a rooted pride. I come from Dehradun and I studied luxury in France. I've worked across major hubs of the world: Seoul, South Korea, Copenhagen, Paris, Milan. And I came back to India last year to build Akina, which is a leather handbag brand rooted in India, designed for the world, uplifting our artisans. Now, India has been at the back of the luxury industry for years, but today is the time for us to bring it in the forefront. So we as global leaders have to come up, feel pride in our roots, and build a brand from India. And it doesn't have to be only ethnic. We can build a luxury handbag brand from India, what we are doing at Akina, uplifting our artisans, providing value for the consumers, and taking India to the global stage. So for me, today's global leaders have to build with purpose, uplift our artisans, and create value for the global audience.
I believe understanding your customer, understanding their pain points,
and then figuring out what problem you want to solve is very critical when you are building a business. Also, it is essential that you focus on execution, because ideas are good to have, but different people, different teams actually execute the same idea in a very, very different way, leading to very different outcomes. So don't focus just on the idea, focus on how you want to execute. And the most important, when you understand a problem, identify whether the problem is worth solving or not. Not all problems are worth solving.
We generally see AI as a complement to our human touch. It's not working independently, but AI is helping in getting the work done out of human being at a faster rate and a better environment for them. So currently, as being a decarbonization as a service company, we use AI in the data collection process from the start to data validation, and also giving a real-time AI-based solution to our customer. Parallelly, our team, which is on the ground, they help customer in understanding what our product works, how they can utilize our AI well. So it's a combination of AI plus our team, which is on the ground, which helps our customer to adapt to AI very well.
Ladies and gentlemen, join me in welcoming Captain Abhishek Gaur, an HR professional working with an MNC and also a serving officer with the Indian Territorial Army. Yogesh Sharma, founder and CEO at Karigari Ventures. Suraj Prakash, founder and director at okbima.com. Karan Jain, founder and CEO at Purative. Himanshu Gupta, director and CEO at Moneywise Financial Services. Bhushan Sonkusare, President and CTO, 360 One Health and Asset Management. Pallavi Bhatia, founder, Olfa Originals, on stage please.
My dual career actually has given me a lot of opportunity to learn various skills from both of my respective worlds, which is defense and from corporate life. For example, composure under pressure, resilience, never say die attitude, and there are many which I can call out. So a very, very stringent planning, a conscious planning and a strong time management should be there to manage and fulfill the responsibilities of both worlds.
See, my turning point is when the COVID came. So when most of the people retreat and we decided to lean in. हमने सोचा कि उस वक्त ही एक बहुत बड़ा ब्रांड बनाना चाहिए, वो गैप था, वो हमें दिखा जब बहुत से लोग सोच रहे थे कि हम डर रहे थे, फियर थे, हम उससे आगे बढ़े. We decided. Now we are 11 restaurants pan India. We building relationships, emotions, experiences, and building movement. It's a movement.
Empathy is something that is irreplaceable, because if you can't connect with the people around you, be it your team, your customers, or anyone, you won't be able to lead it probably. So empathy is something which is really very important. Apart from empathy, when we talk about creative thinking, that's also a second add-on, because a room must be open for wild ideas, because every time whatever you push towards, something hits, something flops, but that's how the things evolves. Every push contributes to your growth, and that's how everything works.
When we deep dived into market research, we realized that India is in a silent epidemic where most of the people face everyday lifestyle concerns, right? And they require simple, effective, and accessible solution. So we are building Purative for the new India. Our goal is to impact 20 million households in the next 5 years and build Purative into a brand which builds its own legacy in the field of functional wellness.
As we move towards the 100-year milestone of India's freedom, our collective aim is to transform India into a Viksit Bharat by 2047. And I think financial sector is going to play a critical role in that journey. At SMC Finance, we firmly believe that inclusive financial access, whether it's through supporting small businesses or enabling new opportunities, that is going to play a very critical role.
At 360 ONE, we basically follow a phygital strategy. We use generative AI and other machine learning models across a lot of our digital platforms and use cases. Customers today can experience completely seamless journey across onboarding, sales, service frictionlessly.
they can download or they can create a model portfolio which is personalized for them with just a click of a button, leveraging our proprietary research models.
We are using AI quite a lot in scent mapping, customer relationship management, and operations. However, the soul remains the humans behind the brand. It's quite a lot about the empathy and the creative instinct for us, because when it comes to perfumes, it's got a lot to do with emotions, with your memories, with that human connect. The goal for All4 Originals is to put India on the map when it comes to fragrances. To put Indian heritage perfumery out there on the world is our aim.